Hi, welcome back to Simple Life with Chris and Tara.
Another hot and humid day here in Missouri.
Today we're doing the good, the ugly, and the bad of the garden collaboration. We've been tagged by the Walterman. What?
It's good, the bad, and the ugly, like the movie. Good, the bad, and the ugly. You said the good, the ugly, and the bad.
Guys, welcome back. Today we are doing the good. Well, hi guys, welcome back. We have been tagged in the good and the bad, the good. I'll do it differently.
Hey!
Well, hi guys, welcome back. Today we are doing the good, the bad, and the ugly garden collaboration, and it was started from cjmfarms, and we were tagged in it from the Walterman Homestead. And I'm going to leave both their links to their channels down below. And if you would, go ahead and check their channels out. And then also, the Walterman Homestead, they are so close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you would please go over and check their channel out and subscribe to them.
So let's get started. First, we'll talk about the good. Everything in the garden has been doing really good this year. Trying out the raised beds has been working good. Everything is really taken off, and we're getting some things that we never even have been able to grow before to grow. So that's really good. The tomatoes are finally starting to turn red, so we're getting quite a few of those. And another good thing about the garden, we're really liking the Premier One poultry netting. The fence around has done a great job of keeping all our chicken friends out. The raised beds themselves have been a success, and we really like that next year we won't have to do all the building of the beds. We'll just have to add some more soil and
no more tilling of the garden, or at least for that part of that side of it.
What else was good?
We planted things this year that in the past we weren't able to get to grow, like for instance eggplants. We've tried growing them every year, and every year they never take off. And then also green beans. We usually our green beans never do well, so we only planted like 2 plants of them, and of course now they're growing. So we have green beans. It's just not going to be like a whole bunch.
And it seems like the bush green beans do better for us than the pole beans.
And cucumbers is another thing that has done really well this year. Cucumbers has done well for us. And our peppers, this is the opposite. Oh, is that the bad or the ugly?
Yeah,
maybe I shouldn't say that.
Well, let's start going into the bad. So the bad, right off the bat, one thing I can think of is the soaker hoses. We've used soaker hoses in the past and they seem to work okay, but I went out and bought new ones this year and took the time to weave them in and out of all these tomato cages, and it just seems like
they're inconsistent watering.
And we've tried different amounts of time on the watering, setting the automatic water, and it just seems like it kind of floods out the raised beds at the beginning of the hoses, and then the end of the garden, really where we have stuff planted in rows, it really isn't getting enough water, and it was kind of flooding out in the beginning. It was kind of too much water on our peppers and tomatoes, and the leaves were curling, and we were asking what's the problem, why are these all curling? And some things said, oh, it's too much water, some said it's not enough water, and we dug down in the soil and looked, and it didn't look bad, but
and I think that's why our peppers, a lot of our peppers,
they're really not taking off. I mean, we're getting some peppers.
They just got too much water on them, which maybe more later towards the end of the summer they might start doing better.
That was more in the spring.
And I wonder too if maybe it's the way our garden is kind of on a slant. It's not flat, and of course the part that was getting more water is
down on this end.
Yeah, so maybe that's why.
But so next year I think we're going to try the drip irrigation and see how that goes, where we can, instead of watering the whole length everywhere where the hose is just flooding out, we'll just have it coming out right where the plant is. So that'll be something to try for next year. So this year we've just been turning the water on, and Tara just waters things.
Yeah, we've been switching over, just going back to the hose and watering all of our plants, which has worked out fine. Because
we had some flowers that
it just takes a while to water your garden, but
sunflowers weren't on the soaker hoses anyway, so she had to come down and water anyway. So she just go ahead and waters everything while she's down here, and it works out better.
Going to the ugly.
I can't think of anything else that was bad.
Well,
the cabbage.
Well, that might be kind of ugly, but the cabbage, which I've talked about this some of my last garden video, but this is the first year we actually really tried growing cabbage, and it was started out so well. We even had some in pots, and they were looking good, and we had like 3 or 4, maybe 5 plants. I don't know.
8. We had 8 heads of cabbage altogether. 4 in the ground, and then 4 in pots. And the wind kind of broke one of the ones in the pots
so that went away.
Off. But they were all starting to really look good, and then came the
cabbage worms.
And
so it was just like almost overnight. I don't know. It's just like they were ate up with the worms. So they were just too far gone, and so we went ahead and we pulled those out. And so there's always next year, and we'll go ahead and try again next year. You know, next year we'll know to keep an eye out for them, and hopefully we'll have better luck next year with our cabbage.
I don't like cabbage anyway. So now the ugly. The ugly, this is kind of a double-edged sword, because the ground cover is what we're going to talk about.
It's like really good, but it's also really bad.
It's good in the fact that it's done a great job of keeping all the weeds out. Tara's not afraid to walk down here and step on a snake. So it's done good in that matter, but we bought the best one that they had available at the store, which was supposed to be good for like 7 years, and it's already deteriorating away in
like
spots.
It's like thinning out, like almost paper thin. It's like it's rotting away, like we've had it out there for years.
And it's only been a couple months.
Yeah. But it has been wonderful in keeping the weeds down. It's been so great, because I mean, years past the weeds I couldn't keep up with the weeds. It just got too much, and then when the weeds get so high, I don't go down the garden because I am terrified of snakes, and this makes me, I feel better about coming down to here and not having all the weeds to have to weed through and sticking my hands down in there and hoping I don't pick up a snake.
So I certainly don't see it lasting 7 years. I think we might do a product review on that in a later video and show what kind it was.
And I wonder if maybe it was maybe it's intended for more like flower beds, maybe, or something where you're going to have mulch over it, or gravel over it, or
maybe it's not made for the sun to be just shining down on it.
I don't know, but it definitely, there's no way. I don't know how they can say 7 years, because it won't even last 7 months.
Anything else ugly? I can't think of any other problems.
Other than the hot heat coming out in the sun.
Yeah, it's been very warm. Well, I guess you can go ahead and say who you're going to tag.
So, in this, the Good and the Bad and the Ugly Garden Collaboration, I think you're supposed to tag like 1 or 2, I'm not sure. But I have 3 we're going to go ahead and tag. The first one is Southern Blessed Homestead, and then the Money Pit Homestead, and then Highland Homestead. Those are 3 really great channels, and I really, really wish you guys to go over there and check their channels out. And then while you're over there, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to their channels. And also, there's a list somewhere of all the different homesteaders and YouTubers that are in this collaboration. And if I find it, I'll go ahead and I will tag it in the video. But if not, I know if you just do a real quick search of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Garden Collaboration video, you'll find them on there, and just go ahead and that way you